Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading. This will be for the week of the 8th to the 14th of April. So let's dive in. Let's see what's going on for you guys, okay? Let's see. For my lovely Geminis, please spirit. Oh, you have 3 coming out like this. Interesting. So the first one that I can see is the sun. This represents new beginnings. It's very similar to the tarot where it's like a joy, happiness, optimism. This is good. All right. We also have daughter spirit coming in, which that dove bud always represents peace, finding peace. Maybe you guys are connecting to yourself a little bit more. The sun card, I mean, we did have in your astrology, Gemini, that there is something about your unique expression that could be a main theme for you guys at this time. You do also have attachment, though. I have to say that as well. This is kind of like the devil card of this deck, to be honest. It's asking you, what are you still attached to? In this case, I do kind of feel like for some of you, a big message here could actually be that you guys are really letting go of like a false image of yourself. Maybe we are, a bit like imposter syndrome and holding yourself back and like trying to fit in to certain groups, situations, when really I feel like you're kind of having a new beginning by releasing a lot of things that you've had an attachment to. Again, certain image of yourself, an identity, certain people, certain relationships, an attachment to an old life. There is something about freedom coming in, and I think this is actually helping you to connect more to your spirituality, to yourself. This daughter spirit is saying that you are kind of coming to a new level of awareness, is what I want to say, by releasing something that you've been attached to. Sometimes this can just be like addictions, like phone addictions, like social media, or it could be like certain bad habits to do with the things that we're eating, the things that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. I feel like what's happened is what you were attached to was not really serving you. And I really do feel like you guys are going through a little bit of like an awakening into understanding and freeing yourself from that, so that you can actually become the best version of yourself. Because the sun in astrology is also about self. It's about yourself, your image. So that's changing. That's where the rebirth seems to be happening. But let's carry on. Let's dive deeper into this reading for you guys this week. For our Geminis, please. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the round and round card. This is interesting because this represents usually like a karmic cycle, or again, feeling kind of stuck in the same place, even though some time has passed, or even though you've tried different things. This is saying, again, kind of emphasizing the message about you breaking free from something, you cutting out a cycle that you've been stuck in for a while of attachment of some kind. Okay, let's carry on. I like this though. You're really breaking free. You have gratitude coming in. I feel like this is a really good week for you guys. Okay, gratitude for the people around you. Gratitude for yourself. Let's carry on. Let's get you an extra card for Geminis, please. And interesting, we have the scarab beetle, and it says magic works through you. So I think this is what you're understanding. You are unlocking a new version of yourself, and that is unlocking a new version of your reality. Like, that's the vibes that I'm getting here. Like, if you've been struggling with happiness as well, for a lot of you, the attachment kind of feels like it's because you might have been attached to things that were not good for you. Again, certain people, certain habits, or again, some cycle that we go in. Like, sometimes this can literally be, if I'm going to relate it to a really common theme that we see in people, and sometimes we do ourselves, I do it sometimes, it's getting a little bit stuck in a rut, basically. And we kind of just do the things that are easy, the things that give us that dopamine straight away, but it gets us in a crappy cycle because we don't want to be there. But it's so much easier than actually doing good things for ourselves and actually expanding and growing, or just being, or focusing on long-term happiness. Is so easy to get caught up in the short-term happiness and all those things. So I kind of feel like you're recognizing that life around you is not going to change until you change, and that's what it is. It doesn't have to be crazy changes, but it's really about focusing on, again, your self-expression, the way that you express yourself, the way that you are, finding things that bring happiness to you, and kind of recreating yourself. And it's actually maybe even focusing on spirituality a bit more, doing it like yoga, getting in touch with with your body, or if it's meditation, like it just feels like you're connecting a really pure vessel, really being connected to the universe around you, which feels very special. All right, but let's dive into your tarot. I'm actually going to do a different spread this week, so I'm going to pull the cards out first and we'll talk about it. But let's see. We're going to have a little look at what's behind you. Hanged Man, feeling stuck. Okay, feeling stuck in a situation, feeling like a bit stagnant. Things have been stagnant for you lately. Let's see. What's behind Gemini? This is Aquarius energy. This is usually being quite logical, very, like facts and figures, and need to see the evidence before. It's very logical. I feel like some of you may have been a bit blocked off from your own wisdom or enlightenment, or maybe from spirit, from the universe around you, because of this very matter of fact energy, meaning that if you were in this King of Swords energy lately, Gemini, it's a mindset where it's like, well, I'm only going to believe it if I see it. If I see it, then I'll believe it, rather than believing in the magic here. I don't know. That's a message for some of you, but let's carry on. Let's get one more. What's behind Gemini? 5 of Cups, disappointments. I mean, this could be a person, by the way, guys. So take it if it resonates. This is just showing me kind of a cold, logical side of you, but I don't know if it's you or if it's someone else. So again, apply it how it is. But feeling stuck, feeling disappointed. I feel like with these messages, the Hanged Man and the 5 of Cups have a very similar message. So the fact that they came out together really kind of is emphasizing that in the past you were focusing a lot on the negatives, or on a different, you had a different perspective. Maybe you still do. I don't know. I do see you coming out of that. So, I feel like focusing more on what's lost than what could still be. And again, that's really where it's quite logical, where it's like, well, in my life I've had crap happen to me, because that's a fact, right? So it can be hard to believe that things can be different, and that you can enjoy love, or you can enjoy being yourself, or whatever. It's because of that, very logical mindset. But anyway, both of these messages say, look at another side of this. Yes, things have been disappointing. Yes, things have been lost, but there is still some things that you do have or can achieve still. Okay, it's almost like flipping the switch a little bit, turning the tables, and kind of seeing something from a different perspective. Let's see your current energy. So for some of you, I am seeing a major change when it comes down to the way that you view yourself, and the way that you view life is really changing. Like you guys are coming to some sort of epiphany or enlightenment here by seeing something differently, though. That's the only way we're going to do it. If we can always probably look at all the things that have happened in the past and stay stuck there, the things that have been disappointing to you, because those will always be there as a memory. If you always look at that, and that is the reason why you can't be successful in the future, then the story is just always going to repeat itself. That's going to just continue to keep you in a loop. In order to create change, we have to create change. And I know it's so easy to say, and I get it. And sometimes we know it, but it's like really hard to get that kick up the butt a little bit to get moving. But anyway, let's carry on. Let's see your current energy. Gemini for the week. 6 of Cups, nostalgia. Focusing on the past memories here. Let's carry on. Gemini. 10 of Wands. Now this sometimes comes through as a card of like baggage. So again, 6 of Cups with the 10 of Wands definitely is a card of baggage. So you guys could still be holding on to some things. The 10 of Wands though, you were really close to letting this go. Okay, you've held on to something for a while, but I feel like you are going to be coming to some sort of completion of something. Gemini. And the Temperance. Interesting indeed. You do have a lot of angels here, so that is a sign that there are some angels around you, maybe people who have passed, or just your guardian angels here protecting you at this time. So the Temperance card is about patience, and also needing to take a little bit of a time out to then come back on the path even stronger and well rested. So for some of you, in the context of 6 of Cups, 10 of Wands, and a Temperance. They're asking you to kind of sort out what's going on inside in your feelings, why you're still attached to something of the past, why you're still holding on to some mindsets that you know you need to release. These are all things you know you need to release, by the way. So, I will say that the Temperance is really like come off the path, take a bit of a pit stop, rebalance yourself so that you can move forward with a different mindset, with a different way of being. Something does need to be healed or addressed. This is a card about harmony, so we have to create harmony. So if this past energy or nostalgia or something that you're holding on to that's clearly been quite exhausting for you, that you've been holding on to for a long time, sort that out first, so that you don't have to keep dragging this on with you. Okay, I'm gonna dive deeper into that. Okay, let's see what the Six of Cups is about. This can just be about comfort as well, if it's not about people, but it's being clarified by the Ace of Cups. Could be something that you still have some feelings for. The Moon here as well. Everyone's getting this combination, even though I'm shuffling the cards of the Hermit and the Moon, and that kind of feels like a little bit of like suppressed emotions coming out. And we are going into Mercury retrograde. By the time I'm reading this, it's Mercury retrograde, so could be a little bit of like past energy coming back, people from the past or memories coming up. Is happening for a reason. Mercury retrograde is all about reassessing. Things come to the surface for us to really kind of look at it and go, okay, what can I do different? Why is this coming up? Have I really healed from it? It's a bit about like the attention, like paying attention to it on a deeper level. This is kind of giving me Dark Night the Soul vibes for everybody, that like all the fire signs had it. You are having it now, Gemini. Let's see. 10 of Wands. Ooh, well, this is about freedom, by the way. I'm hearing choosing freedom, though. You have to choose to be free. It's a choice, because you can, again, like I said earlier, like you can carry this on forever if you want to, but it's going to just be exhausting. It's going to really wear you out. It's taking up a lot of your energy, enthusiasm, creativity, even that fire in your belly is not there because it's constantly being put out by these old emotions that we might keep repeating. So again, the Judgment and the Fool, this is like learning the lesson, surrendering, having clarity and understanding, and surrendering, coming away from something, letting something go to move into this new chapter of your life, and one of a new beginning, a leap of faith, one of complete like youth. And I want to say youth only because it's almost like trusting in the universe and saying, okay, like I'm not going to hold on to these things anymore. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to give it to the universe, and I'm just going to go in a different direction. I'm going to go on a new journey and starting fresh. So I like it. I do feel like you're finally letting something go. And the Temperance, walking away from things that don't serve you. What's really interesting about this, like things that are not emotionally fulfilling for you, the 8 usually is going to look for the final 2. So they can have the 10 of Cups, that pure happiness, that joy. Maybe even a loving, happy home, family, community, relationship, whatever it is, it's an emotional experience. The Temperance is almost like, I think you're discovering it within yourself, or by you walking away from what doesn't serve you, you're going to find what you feel has been missing. You can't get it from the situation that you've been holding on to, or in that same cycle. What you want is beyond what you've experienced or what you can experience with the current thing. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. Because like round and round, this is always going to end the same. Whether that's a relationship with someone, or again, just a state of being. Things can't change in this cycle. You have to go out of it and completely go out of it. Otherwise, you'll just end up with the same conclusions. All right, let's have a little look and see what's going on in the near future then for you. 6 of Swords, moving forward to calmer waters, learning a lesson, going on a bit of a journey. This could be some travel coming up or some movement. For Gemini, near future, please. I think that's why the Scarab Beetle came up here, because you're really understanding that change, the magic comes through you. Nothing comes knocking at your door and says, hey, look, It is everything you've ever wanted. It's like you're understanding that you have to create space for it. You have to make room for it. And that means you have to let go of everything that's been draining you, like that devil is. So near future, we have the Star card, which is amazing. This is about your dreams and your goals. This is about achievement, wish fulfillment, should I say. It's also a really beautiful card for healing and vulnerability. What's interesting, and I am going to clarify it, is that you have the Two of Swords there, which is about a major decision happening in your future. So in your near future. So I'm going to look at what that is. Clarify the Two of Swords. The Four of Cups. That feels more like a rejection than anything else. It's kind of about being closed off. Both of these are about being closed off here. One more for this, please. The Magician. Okay, this is about manifesting. It's about being resourceful. Being resourceful. Why are they asking me to repeat that? There's a message here about being resourceful, which is interesting because the Two of Swords, there might be a decision that you need to make in the future, in the near future. Maybe you know what it is now, I don't know. Four of Cups though is almost like feeling a little bit like dissatisfied, or I'm getting a little bit of a closed off, like, well, what am I supposed to do? But the Magician being here, a message that I'm getting that I feel like I have to say is don't be too quick to call it quits, because you can really create a lot of things out of what you currently have. Like, I feel like this is where it's saying that it's from within you. Like, you're not just going to get a bunch of money and that's going to be the thing that solves your problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as we would all like that, I'm sure, because it gives us a sense of safety and security, it's almost like there is something in your environment that actually is going to be what's going to help you to manifest. Does that make sense? I really hope it makes sense. Because that's just what I'm seeing with this. It's like the Two of Swords is like, well, I only have these options. And Two of Swords is usually about these big decisions that you have to make, really feel like you have to surrender something in order to have something else. Either this or is that. But the Four of Cups, and yeah, like feeling a little bit dissatisfied with your options. I almost feel like there is something that you can create based on what you have. You don't actually have to make a really massive, big change. You don't have to surrender anything apart from, of course, these attachments. Does this make, I hope, I'm not going to ask that question anymore, but I'm just going to say, for those who resonate with this, you might understand when the week or the near future happens. Okay, just remember what I'm saying. If you do, you don't have to make a major change or a major decision. Of course, there's this leap of faith happening, but the Two of Swords seems unnecessary for some reason. If you're resourceful with what you have, you don't have to let go of something else that you're worried about letting go of. Like, there is a weird message coming through with this. Let me see what this is about. Let me just dive into what this decision is. What's this major decision? The Nine of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this is to do with like your freedom, your financial freedom, your independence. I think your decision is based on clearly the goal around being either financially free, maybe having your own business, for example, or just being maybe even single. The Nine of Pentacles is really someone who's able to really slow down and embrace what they've built for themselves. That feels like it's your goal. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm almost seeing like, oh, well, in order to be happy, I'm going to have to completely change my life. And it's like, they're asking you to be resourceful, like with what you have now. I hope this makes sense. Anyway, let's carry on. That's just the vibes I'm getting. Like, don't close yourself off, because it's almost like another way that I'm sensing here that you can do it. And it's through manifesting, but it's through being resourceful. Like, the Magician has only 4 elements, only 4 things in front of him, but he's able to create absolutely everything with them because it's kind of like the vibes I'm getting is like you're being given ingredients, but you want the cake. I think there's a quote around that, like, but the universe is almost giving you ingredients, and don't be quick to deny oh, I don't need flour, I want a cake. It's like, be resourceful. You might even have these things around you already that's going to be able to create this for yourself. You might be able to have that independence without having to let go of someone, for example. Like, you might be able to have that financial freedom without having to completely, you know, jump ship off of a job or whatever. Like, that's just the vibes I'm getting. I think it's a mindset shift first, the ability to know that you are able to do it. But you are moving forward anyway, and you will be successful. Like, I do see that, but there's just a weird message about that there. Star card, the Hermit. This is so interesting because the Hermit has a star in his little lantern here. So it's like using that hope, climbing that mountain, doing those things. You are going to achieve it. It's almost like this hope or this goal that you have in mind is actually going to carry you through the darkness into where it is that you want to go. So I love that energy. I really do. I feel like there's a lot of work between where you are now and where you want to be, but you will always find the way. It's almost like the energy of your goal is actually just taking you there. I feel like for some of you, this is like destined success. And it's like, it's calling you. And for some reason you also have, so they're saying like you have it within yourself already to be where it is you want to go. And this is very similar to what I was trying to spit out earlier. And again, I'm not explaining it very well, but whatever. You already have a part of it with you. Like, and it's always going to call you into that greater, that bigger light, for example. Whatever. Take that however it is to you. Oh, interesting. And then this is the magic works through you. You know, when you just like, you've always had this feeling that you're made for big things and that you're going to be successful at, you know, that's the goal. It's almost like you already have that successful energy within you, or that's something that you are starting to change, and it's kind of pulling you in to the reality of it. It's not just an idea, it's not just hope, it's not just this feeling that you're meant for that. You actually become it because you're being led there. So allow yourself to be led. It means you have to climb mountains. It means you have to really reflect sometimes, reassess sometimes. But you're gonna get there anyway. I hope that helps you in some way, Gemini. I wish you guys all the best. That's all I have for you this week. Let me know if it resonated in the comments. I would love to know. But aside from that, I hope to see you guys next time. Alrighty.